Hello again. So today was an interesting day, and I just had some. Okay, so let me I want to get my thoughts in order as I make this video. So I was just thinking recently about it was the timeless question of morality, and I don't ever want to be like pompous. I never want to be like pompous or um but the question of morality tends to come up. I don't know what the relation is between me, the feeling of pomposity and morality, but I'm gonna focus on morality. But I think there was some correlation there about my feelings or whatever connections I have in my mind. But I'll stick to morality. The question of morality arises from time to time, and so often I find myself running into the most trying circumstances. And so, I mean, I can state off the bat. I can tell you off bat that I don't have any qualms about death. I don't have any qualms about death. For me, everything material. All, if you want to know my truest opinion, every bodily material, the essence of life, I believe that it will continue to exist in some form or fashion, regardless. So I'm coming from that type of reality. That type of reality. I'm coming from that type because it's a reality. So I'm coming from that perspective. When we go to I'm beginning this question of morality from the position that I don't have any qualms about death. I don't even. You can almost say that I don't believe in it. I just believe in a passing, a regeneration, whatever, reformation. Literally, that's how I feel about the matter. But because all of this material, every single the excrement, the what I consider the opposite of waste, all your whether the epithelials in your saliva, the blood, specifically the decomposed matter of your body, it all gets absorbed by something, whether it's ingested, whether it's absorbed by the earth, the plant life. It can be proven materially these things are absorbed by the earth. They decompose and they become a part of the earth, and they continue to exist. I've been finding in my research, but I don't want to get too much into that. I don't want to get too much off topic about that. But this question of morality, I guess I'm just putting it to bed, honestly. There are a few different instincts that I believe are necessary that are necessary for that are necessary for it almost appears to me that it's just a part of the circle of life, honestly. Like, I think that's just that there's a certain order to life that keeps everything in balance. And that's how I feel about the whole thing. But then I guess, the question of morality must arise. When I think about it, where does the question of morality arise from? What impulse, what feeling, what mindset does the question of morality arise from? I believe that it arises, for me, the question of morality stems from this feeling. I believe that it comes from the emotional aspect, love, I would say. I would dare say love, but I've been trying to keep things very. You want to know something? It's funny because a lot of different concepts have been. I've been like, a lot of them have been coming down to like What am I trying to say specifically? I believe that I'm coming to a very natural yet manly, a very natural yet very human realization of balance, a well-lived life, an orderly life, an enjoyable life, um, and just the maintenance of relative order. The maintenance of relative order. I believe that all the complexities, like all the things that could happen, whether good or bad in life. Anyway, I don't want to do. I think I pretty much conveyed my point that I was trying to express. I'm coming from a very I'm coming from a very open-minded. You want to know something? I'm coming from a very open-minded place. Yet I do at least idealize certain qualities, certain feelings, certain things that I place value upon. And here's the thing about that. It almost seems like it brings me back to the feeling that good things often need to be protected. That good things of all sorts often need to be protected, and you need to protect yourself sometimes. And okay, so having dealt with the issue of morality, it brings me to my next point, which I was thinking about today as well. We have all this talk about court and all this stuff, which from Latin means actually the heart. It literally means the heart. And how can I put this in a palatable manner? I think we're going to court today. Honestly, I think everything's being tried today. I think we're going to court in a way that nobody even expects, that nobody is used to. And I think it's like a blast from the past, that the way that we're going to court today. I think we're going to be trying a lot of different concepts that have come and gone over time, that have either taken a strong hold or withered away or eroded, done whatever they've done in their time. But I think that a lot of concepts, I think, are going to be challenged as we get closer and closer to our appointed court date, which I believe was totally appointed. And I've been receiving. It's funny. It's funny the way things work out, because let me tell you something. I recognize it. Listen, I recognize the pain and struggle and the sacrifices even that everybody's experiencing. I'm not for all that. I don't know anything about it. That's the thing about it. I don't know anything about it, but I've been receiving word from people about the pain that they've been experiencing, the things that they've been forced to deal with, the things that they've been forced to go through. And yet, as I continue, like as things, I'll just say that I've been receiving what I perceive to be words, messages of gratitude. And I don't even care. You want to know something? I think the best thing that I can do for this immediate situation and anybody a part of this immediate situation is to just stay focused and continue on constructing, on building, or just building whatever I'm building here, but or maybe just keep my mind focused on. I'm just gonna keep doing things the way that I've been doing things. You know, I apply different. I apply different concepts and applications and tenets and like different things. They're being applied to my life daily. Um, and so I'm gonna continue to do the things that I've been doing, trying to do it the best that I can. I've actually been calling for help. I've actually been, I've kind of elected. I've essentially elected a committee to help me in the various tasks that come with the situation. So everybody isn't privy to what's going on. Everybody doesn't know what's going on, but there's actually a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. And so it's going to be really interesting. Again, if I may pivot one more time on this video, just because I'm kind of like expressing some of the things that happened today. If I may pivot once more. And again, I'll say this first. What was I about to say? Oh, the idea of, you know what I'm learning about myself? I don't want to be famous. In fact, the people that I've elected on my committee, if you will, the people who I've elected, I'm begging them to become private citizens, a la James Bond 007. This may go over your head. You might not even know exactly what I'm talking about, but the people that I've elected, I'm seeking people to work in a different realm. I'm electing people to work in a different space. And say what you will about that space, they're getting all types of work done in this space. So I implore them to continue to do that and to continue to grow. And but it just it kind of brushed on the idea of fame. And I am so averse to, so personally averse to the concept. It just, fame, you know what fame does? I'll tell you what fame does. Fame is this imposing fame is like this imposing fame imposes upon you and demands in many instances an act. But I've been trying to buck that in the face of fame, which again brings me back to court. It crystallized the concept of court and just trying different things, not trying anything, but trying in a court of motherfucking law and fact and trial and tribulation, just to be tried, to be found true, like steel, like very strong material. And so there's kind of like a thread. I don't know if it's particularly like sequential. I don't know if it's in the proper sequence, but if you've been following me from the beginning of this video, there's a thread that's kind of been going through my day, and it kind of went like that. Not in that order exactly, but this is the way that I'm putting it together. So if you can find a thread that binds these different ideas and concepts together, you might be able to figure out where I'm going with this. So yeah, I just want to end this video with a shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. Because in this very moment, what Satoshi did was so awesome. Satoshi created this. Satoshi created for me, which literally is going to be like a guiding principle in my life. He created, fuck the money, bro. And people can talk about Satoshi Nakamoto, for me, created a guiding principle. Satoshi Nakamoto created a guiding principle for me. A guiding principle. Because we can get into I'd rather not, I'd implore you to actually get into the specifics of Bitcoin so that you understand it. But Bitcoin as a philosophy, and I want to say this as soberly as I can. Bitcoin as a philosophy appears to me to be divine. And again, in everything that I'm doing here, which I believe, from my earlier studies of Bitcoin itself, I believe that I've kind of engraved the Bitcoin principle onto my mind and heart. And it remains to be like my guiding. It's not as strict as it seems. It's not as strict as it seems at all. In fact, I told you that I've basically elected many different types of people in my life to help me come to a balanced conclusion of what is right and proper, what is good and bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to say, I don't like to use those terms. So that's but that's why I say that Bitcoin has been my guiding principle, or shall be in the future. And so yeah, I just want to sign off with a shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he is, this hooded crusader, this hooded whatever he does, this hooded crusader, whatever he does, whatever they do, whatever they do, these Satoshi Nakamotos, because we are all Satoshi, as they say. So I'll sign off with that. If you can find the thread that binds all these different things together, I would say get at me.